disco, arriba y abajo. Uy, ay. Prendimos, apagamos, arriba y abajo. Ay, prendimos, apagamos nunca. Baila, baila conmigo, que yo al paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos. Baila, baila conmigo.
Nobody taught me how to give 100% to myself. Nobody taught me how to give 100% to myself, how to invest in myself. I was always taught on how to give to other people, how to give to your boss, or how to give to your job, or how to give to your friends, your family, but no, or your spouse, but no one taught me how to give to myself. And that's something that a lot of us don't learn. It's something that we have to teach ourselves how to do. Traveling on my own has done so many wonderful things for me. And I've learned so much about myself. And I've grown this love for myself that I did not have 3 years ago. Prioritizing my well-being has been the formula. It has been the answer to what I was looking for. We are bombarded with negativity, the news, friends, family, the workplace. Negativity seems to be more rampant than positivity. And I just want to encourage that one person out there who is like, how do I prioritize my well-being and my mental health right now? Because it's hard. It's really hard. You almost have to fight for your peace. You have to fight for your joy. I believe that wellness, prioritizing your wellness, is an act of resistance right now. It seems like a radical thing to do, to pause and to say, you know what? This is harming me. I need to separate myself from this. Or this isn't good for me. This isn't helping me. I'm going to stop doing this, or I'm going to take a break from this right now. It is such a radical thing to do because you're pushing back against all the negativity and all the toxicity that you're facing. And for some people, like, we have a response to every situation, right? We can fight it, we can run away from it, we can freeze and do nothing, right? So what response are we going to take in these days where the world is like crumbling? What response are we going to take? How are we going to stay strong and fight for our peace and fight for our joy? Having joy right now is an act of resistance. It doesn't make sense even. It's almost illogical. Like, how can you be so joyful when all these things are happening, when so many people are suffering, when the world is moving in the direction that it is? How can you have so much joy? Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Essence. This is Moments of Essence, and I mainly share videos on solo travel, minimalism, dating, the Christian journey, and how to find more ease and peace in your life. If we decide for ourselves that we want to be joyful, other people are gonna be attracted to that. People who are looking to have that for themselves are gonna be attracted to you and ask you, like, what are you doing differently? Like, what are you doing to have so much joy right now? What's the secret? How can I get some of that? You know, it's like, for example, when you're at a restaurant and you've made your order, right? But you see the waiter go by with a plate that just looks amazing. Like, the food is bomb, and you're like, wait a minute, maybe I should have ordered that. Like, can I change my order? I think I want to try that over there. And I think that's I think that's a perfect example of how to make that switch. You know, we can change our minds. We don't have to deal with this anxiety by ourselves. We don't have to deal with the suffering, whatever internal suffering, by ourselves. You know, we can make a new choice and decide, okay, today is the day that I get up and do something that I love. Today's the day that I go out and exercise. Today is the day that I cook a healthy meal. Today is the day that I call a friend that I haven't talked to in a long time. Today is the day that I reach out for support. Today is the day that I look for community. We decide, we can choose. And that's what I'm learning, is that a lot of my choices have been radical as far as like how I live, because I knew that's what it took. For some of us, it's going to take a radical shift. It's going to maybe quitting our jobs or, you know, moving to a new place. It's going to take a big leap for some of us. And for other people, it might just be a matter of like making a small change, you know, making a very small change in how you live, in order to reach that sense of peace, in order to reach that sense of joy again. So I'm going to talk about how solo travel has impacted my mental health. I've been pretty much on my own for the most part, más o menos, like traveling as a digital nomad since March of 2022. So it's been about 3 years. It's been 3 years. And hello there, we have a visitor. Hi. So let's go back to 2022. Why did I start this solo travel experience back then? Well, I had been working at a job that was severely toxic, and I thought that I could push through and just stick it out. But my mental health was not in a good place. And so I had to decide to put myself first. And it was either, you know, staying at this place, having financial stability, and suffering mentally and suffering emotionally, or leaving and taking back my freedom, taking back my joy and my peace, and then finding an exit plan, finding an alternative way to make money. And so I quit my job and I decided to start house sitting. And I knew that would give me some location freedom. And so I could go, you know, bop around, travel in the country, travel outside the country. And that allowed me to kind of look at other ways to make money. So remote work, what could I do online to support myself? So I found a few different remote jobs, and I was making, you know, enough money to take care of my needs and also my wants, but, you know, mainly taking care of my needs, like food and travel expenses and, you know, phone bill, like other bills that came along. So I realized, like, this is actually working for me. You know, I'm able to be in different places and experience new things. I'm learning how to navigate solo travel. I'm becoming more independent. I'm becoming more confident in myself. Up to that point, I believed that I needed to have this lifestyle that everyone told me that I should have, you know, which was getting my education, finding a solid job, a 9 to 5, getting a place, an apartment or a house, You know, having the car, having all the things that Americans typically have, and the American way, right? The American dream. That I bought into it, and up until that point in 2022, I had all those things, right? But something was missing because I wasn't happy. I was suffering at work mentally. I was commuting all the time. I was tired all the time. I didn't really have time for friends or for family. I was working constantly and I wasn't able to pour into myself at all. I was not investing in myself, and my job surely wasn't investing in me. So I had to think about this lifestyle that was so glamorous. Like, is this something that I want? Is this something that's working for me? And to add to that, you know, there's even more expectations: get married, have kids, all the things, right? And there was a lot of pressure. I felt a lot of pressure because I felt like I had to stay in this cycle, and I felt a little bit trapped. I felt like if I don't do these things, I'm a failure. If I don't succeed in this way, I'm a failure. And that was just a big fat lie, okay? And so all these external voices were telling me what to do and how to live. And I never got a chance to really sit and think about what I wanted and how I wanted to live. And so the first thing I'll talk about 3 things that solo travel did for me. The first one, it forced me to pause. So being alone, essentially, in a new place, I had to pause. I had to think about my life, you know, like, what do I really want? What really makes me happy? I had more time. I wasn't working full time, so I had more time to indulge in the things that I enjoyed. So I paused. So the first thing is pausing, and pausing leads to more internal conversations. So I had a chance to talk to myself, like, what is going on? You know, like, what is it that you're looking for? And I had a chance to talk to God as well. God, like, what is it I'm supposed to be doing right now? And so pausing was the first thing. The second thing that solo travel did for me was it gave me energy. It literally sparked something in me. It gave me this vibrancy that I didn't have before, because I was living the same day over and over and over again when I was working 9 to 5. And so now I'm working part-time. I'm doing what I love. I had more time, which gave me more energy. That free time energized me. And it's similar to like going on vacation, you know, maybe you're on the beach or at a resort or in a new city, and that time, that freedom that you have, it really does energize you, and it gives you a spark and a sense of creativity and a sense of wonder, you know, and curiosity. And so that is something I'm very grateful for, that I had the chance to spend more time doing things that fueled me, that gave me energy, instead of spending time on things that took away energy. So instead of giving, I was receiving. And being on the receiving end was totally new to me and different, because I just grew up thinking that I had to give 100%. So number 1 is pausing. That pause was so important for me. Number 2 is energy. That energy gave me the momentum I needed to do even more things that brought me joy. And number 3 is confidence, I would say. Number 3, solo travel taught me that I'm capable of doing more than what people told me I could do. I am capable of figuring it out. I am capable of thinking critically and finding solutions. I am capable of doing things by myself, going out to dinner by myself, or, taking a flight to another country by myself. I'm capable and competent enough to take care of myself. So the confidence, it came with all of these experiences I've had. As you could see, like all the bopping around I did, it gave me so much self-confidence that I didn't have this before. I really didn't. 3 years ago, I was just like a sheep, basically like, okay, what should I do now? What should I do now? Asking everybody else, what should I do? What should I do? But I never thought to ask myself, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? So, yeah, I think that the system that we're living in, for me, is not really living. It's surviving, and you just attach a salary to it, or you attach a paycheck to it. For me, I was in survival mode. I was getting paid on a regular basis, but I was surviving. I was still broke, and I was getting paid, but all that money was going to maintaining the lifestyle that I had. And I know a lot of people can resonate with that. Working 24/7 and buying things to impress people, that's not for me. I don't need a big house. I don't need a fancy car to be happy. My internal contentment and peace is it's very costly, okay? It's very costly. It's priceless, actually. And I would not trade that for anything else. I wouldn't trade it. Right now, in our society, in the American society, there is this false sense of urgency that you have to do everything now. Especially, I remember, because like in my 20s, I would hear people talk about life like there was like this checklist that I had to complete. Okay, so you get your degrees, okay, make sure you do that. Get your master's, okay, make sure you get that so you can get a good job. You get the good job, okay, you got the job, all right, good. Make sure you get as much as you can, get a promotion, okay, make more money, okay, good. Now with that money, you buy a house. With that money, you buy a car. With that money, you build this life for yourself, okay. Now if you can find a spouse, even better. Find a spouse, have some kids with that spouse, make more money so you can take care of the kids. Like, why are we rushing life? Why by 30, you should be having some kids, because that clock is ticking. You don't got that much time. Why are we rushing life? Like, who told us that we have to hurry? Who told us that? Why do I need to have a house and kids and a husband by 30? Who says? Who says? Who says? This is my life. If I don't want those things, or if I'm not there at 30, then so be it. Who's making the rules here? Like, honestly. We have a false sense of urgency. Capitalism, okay? It tells us to hurry up and live. Just for what? What's the prize at the end? We all know that none of us are going to survive life. None of us can beat life, okay? We going out one way or another. And I'm not rushing to my death. I'm not going to rush it. No, I'm going to take my time. As much time as the good Lord wills. But I'm going to take my time. And I'm going to savor life. I'm going to savor life, okay? I'm not going to stay busy just so that I can look like I have a life. I'm going to say, if I want to do nothing today, I will do nothing today, right? If I want to take a 45-minute walk, I'm going to take a 45-minute walk. Like, why am I rushing? The lifestyle that I've created for myself, I enjoy it. And I think that's what matters. I enjoy it. And also, it has done wonders for my mental health. I'm not anxious. I'm not sad. I'm not worried about the future. I'm taking my time. I'm embracing ease. I'm embracing peace. I'm connecting with my creator. I'm cooking and eating well. I'm spending time exercising. I'm loving myself. I'm prioritizing myself. I'm connecting with the community. What I have chosen, the solo digital nomad life, it works for me. It's not going to work for everybody. I've done both. I've had the apartment and the car and the 9 to 5. I've done it. It didn't make me happier though. Actually, it took more away from me than it gave me. It took more peace away from me. It took more joy away from me because I didn't have any time to myself. And so if I'm going to live this life, I want to live it intuitively and I want to live it intentionally. I want to live intuitively and I want to live intentionally. And I hope that more people decide this for themselves. Like, I want to slow down. I want to take a breath. I want to pause. I think this pause is so important for us to heal. Some of us just really need to stop and heal from a lot of trauma and a lot of toxic situations. A lot of us are pushing past the trauma and working ourselves to death and not dealing with some issues. We're not healing. We're not in a healing environment. So if I add a fourth thing, I would say that solo travel has helped me to heal because I'm not working for a toxic boss. I'm not working in a toxic environment. I'm not commuting all the time. I'm slowing down. I'm in one place. I'm in one place for as long as I want to be. And then maybe I go to the next place. But I believe that my healing began once I made the decision to stop prioritizing everybody else but me. Once I decided to be selfish, if you will, that's when I began to see very clearly the work that I needed to do to heal and to process and to get back to joy and to get back to peace. And so healing is a big part of it too. I want to continue prioritizing my well-being and my wellness. I think if I'm not well, but I know, if I'm not well, I can't help anybody else. I can't speak kindly to people. I can't encourage anybody. I can't uplift anybody. If I'm not well, there's nothing that I can do to help the next person because I'm struggling, right? But if I'm in a better place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, then that's when I can reach out to people. And that's when I can add to people, add value to people. But if I'm not in that place, how can I add value? How can I give anything? I can't give from an empty cup. There's nothing to give if I'm not well. So my wellness is everything to me. It is number one. Yes. Yes. I come first. Yes. Yeah. I'm selfish. Sure. Absolutely. Because I realize if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of anybody else. I can't. I just can't. I refuse to be burnt out. I've been there and I'm not going back. So if people want to call me selfish, sure, I'm selfish. Yeah. I found better. What was better for me was to travel, to explore, to adventure out to new places, to try doing things on my own. I found better when I started putting myself in peaceful environments. I found better when I cut off toxic things in my life. I found better when I chose minimalism. I literally travel with a carry-on, one bag right now. I found better when I started spending more time in nature. This is so much better for me. This is better. And I hope you find your better, because that's what's going to lead you to a healthier mind, a healthier body, a healthier connection to yourself and the people around you. I hope you find your better. Maybe solo travel is something you've wanted to try. Maybe that's something that will help you. I don't know. Only you know what's going to be better for you. But I just hope that you find it, whatever that is. And I just want to remind us that even though the world is crazy right now, that doesn't mean that we have to ignore ourselves and what we need. Because if we do pour into ourselves, we can then make our environment better. And I think that's really the objective, is to help ourselves and help other people as we help ourselves. And yeah, and this life is freedom. It's freeing for me. And I can't think of a better way at this moment. This is better for me. And sure, there are downsides. There are downsides to everything in life. Sure, there are times when it gets lonely, or there are times when it gets frustrating because I have to figure everything out by myself. Sure, these things come up. But in the grand scheme of things, when I look at the bigger picture, I can see improvement in my life, and that's what I'm most concerned about, is healing, finding peace, finding joy, loving my life again, and that's what's happening. So that's everything I want to share today, but I hope you got something from this video. If you follow along the journey, feel free to subscribe, feel free to hit the notification bell so you can know when I post a new video. Hit the like button if you like this type of conversation, and I hope you tell me in the comments, what do you think would be a better option for you right now? Maybe you're not happy in your current situation, or maybe you're feeling a lot of anxiety at this time. What do you think might add a little bit more joy to your life. And let me know in the comments. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Peace to you, and take care. I'll see you. Bye. I think more people are wanting more real, intimate conversations, and that go beyond what's happening on the news, that go beyond the latest trends, the latest fashion trends, or latest beauty trends. Like, let's talk about what's really going on, you know, and let's get back to really taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves, because ultimately this affects every other area of our lives. How we treat ourselves is how we treat other people.